Welcome back to day 2. So yesterday I noticed that my camera died at the end of this last panel, and the only thing you really missed is me putting these brackets on. This is the top bracket. It's completely different than all the other hinges. So that bracket goes on and it's adjustable. It's got 2 bolts there where this slides up and down, and that's adjustable when you put the next piece of track on. Now this was another one that didn't line up to the holes. The one on that side over there lined up perfectly to the holes. This one did not. I think it's just that the bracket is overbent too far. And I couldn't, with what I have here, I couldn't bend it back. And so I just put new holes in, drilled new holes. But it's adjustable, so none of it really matters. You know, I'll be able to adjust this bracket here and make that work. So we're ready to lift the next piece up, which is the, what do I want to call it here? The horizontal track. And that bolts to the other piece of track. And then there's a bracket here. You can probably see my mark now that I made yesterday. There's a mark there, and that's where the piece of angle iron will bolt up to. And that's how we'll hang that next piece of track. So let's start lifting that up. So this piece of track is way lighter than the doors. So this is nothing to pull up here. Bright light. I have the channel tied up right where my mark is there and somewhat level. Doesn't have to be perfectly level right now, but somewhat level. So that's holding it somewhat straight to where I need to be up here on the other end. Okay? So now once you get up here, this is where things get messy because all of these bolts are different size nuts. And that kind of stuff drives me crazy. You're working up here on a ladder or on a scaffolding, and now you got to go find a different socket because that's a different size bolt. And that stuff just makes me crazy, you know? If they're all 7/16, then make them all 7/16 or make them all 1/2 inch. I don't understand the logic behind it, but all right, I got to go find a different socket. All right, I hope you can see what I'm doing here. So this bracket gets bolted right there and lined up to my line. You gotta loosen up. You gotta loosen up these 2 bolts. So now that'll let me adjust this. So, okay. So I'm going to get these bolts locked in place here. These are your track bolts. I think I damaged that nut now. Okay. So now I can get this bracket attached. And lined up to my line. And then this guy gets bolted into here. Okay, that'll help hold it in place now. Okay, so I got this bracket lined up to my line that I did with the laser. This top angle iron on your channel here bolts in right there, and that's good and tight. So we're going to snug that up. Now that one's snug that up, and then a little bit that we could move that, loosen this up a little bit. So now I don't know if you can see this right here, but there's a little step there. So you want to pull. We'll tighten down the top one first because that's basically not movable anymore. And then here's where your adjustment down there coming up. If everything's right, this should line up pretty good, and it's not off by much. So all I have to do is pull on it a little bit. Oh, shoots. Okay, good enough for now. I got I dropped the nut off of that one. So we'll have to put that in when we come back up. But I got it nice and flush here now. I don't know if you can see that, but that's nice and flush. So this is all bolted in. So the last thing we need to do is make our 1/4 inch gap there and then adjust this bracket. So remember, it's got to be tight to the radius. So I'm just making it kind of straight, tightening her up. That's it. Your bracket's installed. So now we can remove our rope because that end ain't going nowhere. Okay. Remove our shim. So we got our 1/4 inch. And the reason this seems tight is because I got that block in the middle over there now. So now as I go across to the other side and get the other bracket on, I can remove that block because it's not going to go anywhere now anymore. So for temporary, I'm going to leave a rope on here and I'm going to try and get this as level as possible. And then we're going to move to the other side and hang the other one and get that one all ready to go and tie that one up. And then we'll start making the brackets to hold these up, okay? So let's go over to the other side and get the other side done. All right, something I forgot about. Right there, I'm hitting this cross member here. I gotta go remove that. I had to do it on the other side and I forgot about it. I should have took it down before I got up here. So I'm gonna have to go down and take that back down. All right, we'll be back in a little bit. All right. That side's in. So the next thing I have to do now is make my angle iron bracket right here and get this all level. And then I'm going to put a joist across this way and put another bracket in the middle and then a joist going to the other truss over on the other side there and put a piece of angle iron at the end of the track. And that will hold this steady. The book says that you just need 2 on a 12-foot, one on the end and one in the middle, but that doesn't really work out that well. I wanna incorporate it into that truss so I can make an angle, a 45-degree angle, and that keeps the side sway down also. All right, so I'm gonna go cut some metal. We're gonna get this all leveled up, and we will put that together shortly. Okay, guys. So probably the hardest part of this right here, hanging this channel, is having to drill through this stuff up here where it's kind of swinging on you and it's nothing really to hang on to, you know? So I have it hung here now with this rope and I'm right at my level. And I made this bracket here. And I am going to bolt that bracket. I got to move my rope a little bit. So I'm going to put that bracket right on that line that I scribed up here when I had the laser going. I gotta find the right socket. Okay. So that should be straight now to my line that I scribed with the laser. And my level still looks good. I'm going to get that out of the way so that doesn't fall to the ground. So now there are no holes here in this track. So I have to drill a hole through the track and through that bracket I just made. So now we're going to be putting in a 3/8 carriage head bolt. So the drill I'm using is a 7/16. And then when that pulls up, that'll be almost flush here, and then your roller will be able to go by. That, my friends, is not going anywhere. All right. Okay, so like I said before, I'm going to put one in the middle here, and then I'm going to put one down on the end. And to do that, I'm going to put a board through here, whatever you want to call it, ceiling joist, floor joist, whatever you want to call it. Probably be considered a ceiling joist here. And I'm going to line that up with my mark. And then the next bracket will go right here in the middle. So we're just going to slide down here a little bit and mark it. We're looking at about 48 and a half, right there. And none of this has to be perfect. It's just for support. And like I said before, they tell you in the book that you can just do two, one in the middle and one on the end. But that right there is way beyond the middle. So that's why I'm adding a third one here. I don't know if you were able to see any of that. Yeah. It's very hard to do this with trying to be up here and try and work a camera. So I apologize for that. But anyhow, what I did is right here. See, you're not able to see that either, are you? So right here in the middle, I measured the middle between that bracket and the wall, and I put another hole here. This is going to be another bracket right here. Okay. So I'm going to go cut some wood, and we're going to bring it up here and set it in place. Okay. Okay. So I got my board cut. Hopefully it fits. I cut a few on the other door there. It's like I got up here and I'm like, what the heck did I just measure? Because it wasn't even close. But we'll see here. All right, let's check it with a level. Oh, there went the level. Yeah, it's the way my day is going. I'm going to drive a screw in down there. So that that won't move on me again. All right, now I gotta go get my level again. Be right back. All right, so I got my bracket made. 21 inches is what it needed to be. And I got I drilled my hole in it on the drill press right away. It really isn't going to go anywhere. That is really solid. But I am going to put an angled piece right here. So I need to find my tape measure. It's down there on the second level. Let me go get that. I need a piece about 26 inches. Basically right like that. I get 2 screws in here and then 1 down here in the bottom. I apologize for the views you're getting. There's only so much room up here on this scaffolding. I can't get the camera in place and work at the same time. So I'm really struggling to film any of this. At least film it decently, you know. All right, so we got to drill. I got to drill this hole right here yet. Put a 5/16 bolt through there. I knew I threw a bolt in my pocket up in the garage. And then you get out here and then try finding the darn thing. Right, so what that brace does is that gives me the side strength in case something I don't know, your door gets heavier or whatever and it wants to push sideways, that's gonna keep that from going sideways. That ain't moving. So we're done here now with this track. Basically, I gotta put one more board here and put a piece on the end here, a 21-inch piece. And I'll get that done today yet. And yeah, we're almost done here. Okay guys, last board and last bracket. Let's hope I got all the stuff up there this time. Boy, it is freaking hot up there. I think feels like a 20-degree difference from up there to down here. Well guys, as always, I apologize for the filming, but we're done on this side here. We've got 3 brackets up there. Let's take a look. So 3 brackets, a vertical, one with an angle on it, and then another vertical at the end here. And basically that angled one, all that does is keep it from swaying. That's all it really does. So I followed my line that I shot with the laser, and as long as that line was perfectly straight, which I believe it was, that door should go right up there and have the 1/4-inch slop down here just like it did over here. Okay? So basically a rinse and a repeat for tomorrow for the other side. This process takes a while to do this one here, just because I gotta cut the boards, and I don't have any 2x8s. They're actually 7 1/4, so I ripped those down. Those were some boards I had here. I ripped them down, and I gotta do the same thing for the other side. So that all takes a while. I saw all my brackets. I had to drill holes in all the brackets. I had to drill holes in the channel. So it takes a while, you know, and I'm doing it all myself. There's nobody helping me today. My little helper in the car, she went inside, it was too hot. So that is probably the biggest deal right now, is the heat. I worked in the steel mill for 14 years, and it was really hot in there. But you gotta break every so often to get out of the heat and whatever. And I don't have that here. I mean, I come down and like I say, it feels like it's 20 degrees cooler. Just stand by the door there's a cool breeze coming in. But it's 80 something degrees outside today, so it's very hot up there. And we gotta get it done. I gotta get this done. So tomorrow I will do the other side. I probably won't film any of it. It's the exact same thing I did over here on this side. So when I get to the springs, which will be in another day, when I get to the springs, I will start filming again and show you how I put the springs up. The springs are actually pretty easy compared to what I just was doing today. It's very simple, except for tightening the tension. You need some strength for that. So, okay, we'll catch you in a couple days here.